Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Otterbox Defender case for the Amazon Kindle Fire. You are more than welcome to check out the Defender at any time over at its official website. That is going to be located at www.otterbox.com. As always, we also encourage you to check it out at our own website as well, which is at www.daydeal.com. As a matter of fact, that is the website you see right now on the Kindle Fire itself. So go ahead and sit back and relax for just a moment because this review is going to go a little bit long. We have a lot of ground to cover with this particular case on the Amazon Kindle Fire. Let's go ahead and start things off by giving you the official specs for the product. Now you have access to this information at all times at the official otterbox.com website, and this is true for all of their products. Whenever you want to have access to this information pamphlet that you kind of see in front of us right here that we've printed out, feel free to head on over to otterbox.com, click on the product in question, scroll to the bottom of that description, and you're going to see a PDF file link. Click on that, download it, save it for later, or even print it out, and that way you have all of this information nice and neat, all contained in one page. So you would notice right here on the specs that the Defender is available in only one color, which is black. Its weight is at an impressive 276.69 grams. That is to be expected of a case of this size. And its dimensions are as follows. It's going to be 198.1 millimeters long by 129 millimeters wide by 20.8 millimeters thick. And this is the measurements for the core product only. Okay, that's these three layers right here, which you see right there, which is the screen protector, the polycarbonate skeleton, as well as the silicone skin on the outside. The shield stand is not included on those measurements. Okay, so if you need information about that, all we have to say is that it's a pretty big add-on, and it will go ahead and weigh down your Kindle Fire just a bit, and it will also add some considerable girth. Okay, so hopefully you find this information useful. If you need it again, head on over to the Otterbox website once more. So we are going to move our Kindle Fire out of the way for just a moment. We want to focus just on the Defender for the time being. We want to make sure the camera focuses correctly. Let's go and take the shield off of the core case. We're going to talk about the shield a little bit later in the video. We want to save that at the end because we feel it's appropriate. Let's just go and show you the core product first and what you are getting. Now this is technically three layers. Otterbox considers the screen protector layer number 1, the silicone skin to be layer number 2, and the polycarbonate skeletal frame or the shell on the inside to be layer number 3. Okay. Now the screen protector is already built into this. This is not something that we pre-installed or anything like so. And we want to mention that for those of you out there who are curious whether or not you can remove the screen protector, unfortunately you cannot. It is stuck on there. If you remove it, you have to literally cut it out, and of course that voids your warranty, so you don't want to do that. Another common question we get is, will this play nice with a screen protector already on your Kindle Fire? Now, if you have a screen protector installed on your Kindle Fire right now and you use the one that's already pre-built on the Otterbox Defender, you're going to get a lot of lag time on your finger responses. It will technically work, but it's not comfortable. Pinch and zoom is really going to be affected a lot. Tapping is pretty much the same, and that's works regardless of whatever you do. So we don't recommend it, okay? You're more than welcome to try. We just don't recommend it. Now, having a pre-built screen protector does come with its pros and its cons. Its pros is that it's already done for you. It looks nice and clean. It's always perfectly in place, and it's really easy to take care of and maintain, okay? That being said, its cons is that since it's already pre-built in, there's always going to be kind of an air gap over the top of your Kindle Fire screen as well as beneath the screen protector. So you have to remove the case from time to time to clean out all of that gunk. That is dust and lint accumulating underneath the screen protector, as well as moisture that builds up over time. And that is unpleasant stuff. It makes your Kindle Fire look really weird, really wonky. So yeah, you have to take apart everything and then just wipe it down and then put it back on. Okay. So moving on to layers number 2. Right here, this is the silicone skin. Let's go and pop this right off. This is pretty standard issue stuff from Otterbox. Okay, they always have a skin on their Defender cases. This is usually the bulk of the case. This is the heaviest part of the Defender. I do want to mention that this is a different grade of silicone that they are using on the Kindle Fire version. This one is highly lint resistant, which is really nice. Kind of has a glossy appearance to it. And if you get lint on there, you can actually go and wipe it off with your fingers, and it does a pretty good job of actually removing that lint. But at the same time, it's not as soft as the other grade of silicone we're used to seeing on other Defender cases, so please keep that in mind. It's not as shock absorbent, and this one is also a little bit more rigid, which over time may be prone to cracking, but we don't think it's going to be that bad. This is a little bit cleaner, and we like the way it looks, so I guess it is better for the Kindle Fire since it is so large. You notice that there are grips etched onto the sides as well as the top and the bottom, which is always a nice feature, so that way you have a better hold of the case in your hands and thus a better hold on your Amazon Kindle Fire. So moving on to the third layer, this is the polycarbonate skeleton, okay, or the frame, whatever you like to refer to it as. It's a two-piece snap-on design, so let's go and get those little locks on the side right here off right now, which is always a little bit tricky to do while live on camera. Okay, sorry for this little intermission right here. There we go, finally taking it apart. So you notice that the screen protector is already built into the top piece right there. See, it's not removed unless you cut it. And the bottom piece is nothing really to talk about. Okay, it's just your standard polycarbonate kind of frame, if you will. But there are two thick pads of foam on the inside, which is really nice to see. Foam really does have a place in the modern world as far as accessories go for electronic devices. It's just really nice and soft and plush. And Otterbox is really one of those brands out there that still uses foam padding, and I would really like to see that, okay, because it's really, really cushioning, and it's a lot better than microfiber, at least in our personal opinion, as far as protection goes. So let's go and place our live Kindle Fire unit in the center right there. Let's go and relock this thing that was so painful to remove just a while ago. Make sure all these little keys right here are gripped in. Everything looks appropriate. Let's go and slide on the outer skin right now. Now this may look a little bit daunting at first, guys, but once you do it once or twice, it's very easy. And as a matter of fact, we personally thought the Otterbox Defender was not that easy, not that hard, we should say, to take off the Kindle Fire as well. So if you do need to take it off and clean out all that gunk underneath the pre-built screen protector, it's actually not that big of a hassle. So once we've lined up all the edges appropriately of the skin onto the shell there, this is how the Defender looks on the Kindle Fire. Let's go and give you the 360 tour right now, starting with the front screen area. You'll notice that the lip that is created from the Defender is very thick. The polycarbonate as well as the silicone are both reinforcing that lip. That means if you happen to rest your Kindle Fire on its face like so, it is going to be elevated up and away from the surface you're resting against. But more importantly, wherever you happen to drop the Defender case, even if it lands flat on its face, it is going to be in good hands because that lip is sticking out quite a bit. Okay, so give you an angled shot right there. There we go. Moving on to the top, you can see two openings for the speaker. Let's go and balance it out right there. There we go. Okay, nice and large. You should be able to hear everything on your Kindle Fire to the best of its ability. Nothing to talk about along the sides other than the grip. Let's go and move on to the bottom, show you that dust cover. There's a little covering for the power button that's pretty easily registered, as you can see right here. There we go, on and off. If you remove the dust flap, you have access to the audio jack as well as the USB port. Now that is quite recessed in there, guys, so audio devices, they have to use a straight connector tip. If you use an angled connector tip, it's not going to be comfortable for you, so we would recommend getting a 3.5mm extender if you fall into that category. So let's go and close this off by showing you the shield. Okay, now the shield works both face out, like so, as well as face in, which you should be using it most of the time if you're traveling. That's what the shield is for, like such. There are little feet on the back to give it stability when you use it in kickstand orientation. Let's go and show you that right now. I'm going to go and take off the core case. See this little smooth bar right there? You're just going to go and pop it up and lock it into position like so. Then you're going to go and put your Kindle Fire like this, then turn it on, unlock it, etc., stuff like that. And now you're ready to use your device in kickstand mode in a landscape orientation, I should say. And that's how it looks like on the rear, how it works out. I do want to mention that this hinge isn't the most durable thing in the world. It's not like a thick alligator metal hinge that we see on other Otterbox Defender products, especially on their belt clip holsters, but it's just enough where it will last the test of time as long as you're a little bit careful with it. Okay, now on the Samsung Galaxy Tab Otterbox Defender case, which we looked at a long time ago, this was nearly impossible to pry off, and a lot of folks actually had issues with it even breaking over time. But this one's a little bit looser, there's a little bit more give to it, and it is a lot easier to use, and that's all we have to say about that. So let's go and put everything back into place where it needs to be, and this is it, guys, for the Otterbox Defender case on the Amazon Kindle Fire. Closing thoughts and comments. This is a really protective cover for your Kindle Fire. If you need some alternatives, please check out the Sadio Active with kickstand as well as the Ballistic SG. They are direct competitors to this. We like the overall profile on the Defender much more than the other two products. A little bit more slimming, it's a little more fitting, and the kickstand is a lot easier to use. And that is it. So check it out at otterbox.com. Check it out on our own website at dayduo.com. Thanks for watching as always. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. We will see you next video review.